Hello, true duelists. My name is Craig Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. It's been an interesting week for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, and by interesting, I of course mean it was a week of nothing more than demanding when are we getting the damn ban list? Because if there's one thing this community is consistent for, it's wanting a ban list and wanting it now. Now, I film this on Thursdays and release it on Fridays, meaning there very may well be a ban list already by the time you're watching this video. If that's the case, fuck me. God damn it. That's clearly because of Konami's blatant anti-Craig Fee bias and nothing short of that. But if it is already out, then I'll just make a separate video on it discussing it, and we can all laugh at the cruelty of time as it continues to abuse me specifically. Fuck you, time. You are the enemy. But in spite of the lack of a ban list the community so desperately wants, I can take this time to mention Vanadium Prime Heart's defensive ability that stops your opponent from targeting it with card effects. In fact, no monsters facing Vanadium Prime Heart will be safe due to its multiple energy blades. Oh, have you seen enough posts on that? I have. I've seen like 28 posts in the course of one day by both the Konami TCG Twitter account and of course the European one. Because as one Joshua Schmidt put it, Konami doubled down. And then, you know, everyone else did. They tweeted it out word for word, verbatim. The new copy pasta of the community. This spur of the moment meme comes about because, well, quite frankly, we only have about 3 jokes in this community at large. And if you were to say that we've been beating a dead horse for a few years, I think that to use that phrase, that saying, would be to omit that whatever horse it is we've been beating is nothing short of a pink paste, if not mist, by this point in time. Apologies to all my horse lovers in the audience. But it shows up because as the community was waiting for a ban list, there is of course no information on any ban list in any sort of capacity from Konami. In the OCG, they were told of an exact date where they would get their ban list, and on that date they received the full list and a further date when it would come into effect. And that was just over a month ago, on about March 26th. Meanwhile, we here in the TCG have the sentence, "The next update will be in a few months." Whatever the fuck that means. Does that mean 2 months? Or does it mean 8 months? Fuck you. That seems to be the running consensus. We don't even get the no sooner than anymore in a month specifically. There is a strong and valid sentiment amongst players wanting to know some sort of time frame for when changes are going to occur to the game. There is a YCS 2 weeks from when I'm releasing this video, from today, and it's going to be impacted by whether or not there's a ban list. And if players want to prep for it, should they be practicing with Kashtira, or are they about to nuke Kashtira into the sun? Or maybe Sprite's gonna die and like Carrot and Red and Blue are all limited now because fuck it, why not? Who knows? We don't know, and we don't know when, and that's the main gripe. If we want to take this game seriously, we should probably be able to, you know, plan for it seriously. Just an opinion. Of course, it doesn't matter. They're clearly more focused on the important things that regard the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game at large, like multiple energy blades. Because what is communication? Well, I don't know about communication, but I do know about change, and at long last there is finally a change to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Metagame, with Cyberstorm Access being released today on May 5th when this video goes live, and might finally be able to allow me to talk about a top deck that isn't Sprite or Kashtira, you know, just eating up all the top tables. That is, of course, if these new decks are as good as we think they are, which, spoiler alert, yeah, there's going to be 1 or 2 decent ones, I can promise you that. And then, of course, you know, whether or not this can be a ban list. But we already went over that. We already know we're not getting anything, and we already know what Vanadium Prime Heart truly can do. But before we get our new metagame and our new format, ban list included or not, we have one last look at the format prior to Cyberstorm Access's release. And you know what that means. It's time for a Spice Watch. Yeah, let's see if I did any fancy graphics this time. Probably not, I'm lazy. And in a deck that really just pulls at my 2014-2015 Duelist Alliance heart, we're going to be taking a look this week at an Ignite FTK. Because what else is the core of Ignite known for and good for other than not letting the opponent play Yu-Gi-Oh? From Tyrant's Throws back in 2015 to now Burning Bamboo Sword to skip the opponent's main phase 1 and Trap Track into Thunder of Ruler, which means no battle phase. And if you weren't aware, no battle phase means no main phase 2, which means you just don't get a turn. Oh, and then they follow up an OTK from what I can gather. So it's not an FTK, but it's an FTK. It's just the way Yu-Gi-Oh is these days, because let's be real, you're not playing Gores, okay? You got nothing to protect you in the battle phase. Don't lie to me. This deck uses an Ignite package to get the scales and warriors it needs, along with an Infernoble package and even the tried and true Sublimation Squeak Knight combo, all as a means to turbo out Isolde, which can of course send a Cursed Bamboo Sword to the grave to summon out a warrior, say Infernoble Knight Renaud, which then means that Cursed Bamboo Sword can trigger to search the Burning Bamboo Sword spell card, and Renaud can even grab back that Bamboo Equip spell to activate it to trigger your Burning Bamboo Sword. And as for getting access to Thunder of Ruler, they can make Mathmech Alimbertion, because it's just a deck filled with level 4 monsters, and level 4 warriors in specific. Pretty damn consistent, and with crossouts mained for the likes of Ash Blossom, Impermanence, and even Droll Knockbird, it did well enough. I'm not sure I've ever hated something quite as much as I hate this deck, at the very least on principle, but it did get top 8 at the event it was played in, because it's hard to beat a deck that quite literally does not let you play. Just gotta win the die roll, forehead. Not that fucking hard. And what better way to wrap up a format that was started with this infamous Zone Lock image of bullshit Zone Lock Turbo the deck than with a degenerate Ignite no playing Turbo. Here's to the end of this format, and I can't wait to learn all the new ways that I hate Super Heavy Samurai, after having joked about how garbage the deck was for nearly a decade now, because I don't care if it got good now, for the last decade, that deck was dog shit. Can't wait to hate it. In some new product news for us here in TCG land, Konami has confirmed the structure deck featuring Jack Atlas, and that's literally what they're calling it. Featuring Jack Atlas, like he's appearing on the single as the guest artist on a track. The Master of Faster's structure deck will come with a number of Red Dragon Archfiend monsters based on the card's name being mentioned 6 times in the promo telling us of this deck. And it also mentions Red Nova Dragon as well, so I guess that piece of shit's getting a reprint too. Full hate, it looks cool as shit, I love it, but let's not pretend it's, you know, good. The actual important info that we're getting from this is, of course, that the structure deck is coming to the TCG Suck It Agent players, and that it's releasing on September 22nd of this year. The deck will come with 49 cards, 5 being ultra rares, 3 being supers, and the rest in, of course, the peasant rarity. So now you know, a structure deck. But again, I can't emphasize this enough. Suck It Agent players keep taking L's in duels and in, packs. You just losses across the board. I don't care. I played against you in 2011 and hated it, and you can suck my D. That's from me, Craig Fee. Konami TCG has also given more info about Duelist Nexus, set to drop in the TCG on July 28th of this year, most notably confirming the name for the new monster type to be Illusion, which is damn near identical to the translation of Illusionist, so really not that hard to adapt to. And if anyone complains about this meaningless change, I swear to God I will stop being so goddamn polite. Great movie. They also state that an illusion monster cannot be destroyed by battle or destroy other monsters by battles, so apparently they're committing that archetype gimmick to the whole type, not to an archetype. Other types have had gimmicks in the past, or at least Psychic did for a good while, focusing on life point manipulation and even adding in a banish-related theme of effects, but Metal Foes break that theme entirely, so I'm interested in seeing how long Konami keeps illusions with that universal effect, or how many ways they can make decks out of that aren't just attack multiple times to win, because how else do you deal with the complete lack of removal in the battle phase? Other news from the info dump confirms the standard 100 cards per set with 10 secrets, 14 ultras, and so on, but it did reaffirm that there will be 25 quarter-century secret rares in the set, with 24 being in their standard rarity of secret, ultra, or whatever, as well as a bumped quarter-century secret rare, and 1 card that will be exclusively in the fancy new rarity. Wow. How exciting is that? Are you hyped? My wallet isn't. Watch it be the Illusion Not Dark Magician card. Huh? Get it? It's like Dark Magician. Buy it. Get hyped. Konami demands it. In some OCG news, the deck build pack Valiant Smashers has been announced. How exciting is that? Isn't it just riveting? Tell me you're not hyped. Please don't, actually, because I have nothing else to report on. The only thing we know is that this will be debuting in the OCG on August 26th of this year. It's usually about a 4-month wait, give or take, for the deck build packs between the OCG and the TCG. Or at least I looked at them and like the last 4, the 3 oldest, like Amazing Defenders and all the ones before that took about 5 months, but then Wild Survivors is about 3, so I've averaged it to 4. I don't know what I'm doing, I just Google shit, alright? I'm on the Goog. Either way, we'll get it at some point. There'll be monsters in it. Will there be an archetype or 2 that you like, or maybe you hate? I don't fucking know. We don't even have the new Salamangreat cards revealed from the OCG's Duelists of Explosion, let alone whatever these new ones are going to be. So, how do I wrap up this rambling, incoherent mess of a segment? Oh yeah, Wild Survivors will be coming to the TCG on June 1st. So just under a month. So get hyped for that instead, because there's nothing about this new OCG set. Moving on. In community news, Tyler, the Great Warrior, at long last has sold on eBay, with the final price going for $311,211, making it one of the most expensive cards in this game's history. There are rumors of a one-of-a-kind Blackluster Soldier that was given out as a prize at a Japanese tournament. That's also one-of-a-kind, so rare. Apparently that sold for $2 million, but I couldn't find anything really confirming that. And I also saw a mention of a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon that sold for $400,000 at some point, apparently. But again, nothing concrete myself, so I'm not going to tell you objectively that Tyler sold for the most ever or didn't. But I'm pretty sure there are cards that have sold for more. Not that it fucking matters. Just for those of you who are like interested. Maybe I've lied about this. I don't know. Tyler sold for $311,211. That's what I know. Either way, more than $300,000 is a very solid bag of cash for Tyler, and a huge congrats to him for being able to kickstart a better quality of life for himself in some capacity. But as with all things on the internet, criticism. Yeah, there's a fucking laundry list of reasons people have claimed it didn't sell for more, that it could have sold for more. From the sale being locked to American-only addresses, to it being on eBay as opposed to an auction house. You've seen comments that it should have been sold at the peak of COVID when everything's price was super inflated, to the standard, it got a 7 grading, so why would anyone buy it? I know that's why I held off. I'm waiting for at least an 8.5 copy of the one-of-a-kind card to go up. That's just using my noggin. People. These factors all could have played a role, or at least most of them could have, but it really doesn't matter now. What matters now, more than anything, is that we, Yu-Gi-Oh's strongest soldiers, ready our wallets to hire the Pinkertons to defend ourselves from Magic the Gathering players come June, when Magic's One Ring sells, because it realistically could very easily go for more. And it's the internet, so there's going to be chirps about how somehow the cost of a card that no one like the tippy top percent of all players from both games could afford, that means it's a better game. And so we need to be ready to hire the Pinkertons to threaten them with jail time over minor disputes, as their one and true Wizards of the Coast has shown us is appropriate to do. Oh, it's old news, but I still find it fucking hilarious. So obviously don't do that, but fuck if it's not funny. And moving on from funny right into money, huge thanks as always to this week's sponsor, the LIFD Magnetic Display. The best way to support the channel currently, and the way of choice for all true duelists to display your copies of not just Manatium Primeheart, but as well as your printed out tweets from the Konami official Twitter accounts informing us of its multiple energy blades. And you can go ahead and save yourself 15% off one of these bad boys by using my promo code YGOSTRATS15 at checkout, or by clicking the link in the description. Thanks as always to LIFD for the support, and thank you for watching. And so, that wraps it up for this week's update. As always, I've been your host, Gregory Feganite. It's on the birth certificate, or I've lied. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to YGO Strats for for next week's update to impress your smokin' Italian wife, and so you too can be a true duelist. In community news, Tyler the Great Warrior at long last sold on eBay, with the final price tag going for $311,000, $211 pingle pingle stingle dingle. How did I fuck that up?